My name is Alise Vilka. I'm the General Manager of Atea's Business Services Center that we have here in Riga, and it's a very big pleasure for me today to have Steinar joining us here in Riga. Hello.
Hi, thank you.
For the people would be randomly asking you, what is actually Atea's Business Services Center? How would you describe it?
Well, actually, it started so many years ago, I can't even remember exactly the idea behind it. We were discussing it earlier, but the whole idea was that when we were growing and we were starting to do things more similar, we would have a center of excellence. So it was really more how could we make things more efficient by putting it one place. And then, of course, at that time, the cost level influenced us in where we put it, but it wasn't the only reason. And today, the cost level is really not the reason. It's all about building knowledges, very deep knowledge on certain things that we can do more efficient if we do it together. And then, together is here.
It's a great thing that you're addressing that it's more about the knowledge, because what we see is that the global business services industry worldwide is changing. The business service centers are more towards the knowledge-driven and value-add services, as well as the business process automation. For this change globally, is there something more that you would like to highlight from your perspective? How do you see it developing?
Yeah, because there's one thing that I've been thinking about actually as I've been discussing with other CEOs around that also have shared service centers, and some have them in southern Spain, some have them in India, and some have them in Bulgaria, and we happen to have it in Riga. They're all a little frustrated because maybe it's a cultural thing, but maybe it's also the type of people that you have in the shared service center. I don't know exactly. But it's too little proactive. So I think that, forget the others. I think that you guys should really challenge the rest of the company much tougher, because there is so much you're doing so great, but there's so much more that you can do. But when you sit with it in the country, you might not see that.
Yep.
And so I think that instead of sitting and waiting for new tasks, and doing them great, which is fantastic, you should challenge tougher. And I'm glad to take the challenge on if you want to challenge me.
Yeah, we're happy to have you on board for sure. As we are talking on this notion, can you share, when we talk about our group's strategy, we talk more towards the customers when we talk about information management, hybrid platforms, and digital workplace. Is there something that you see also happening to Atea internally? Because we are a large organization, and everyone talks about also process digitalization and process re-engineering. How do you see that coming towards Atea? And maybe that's the one where we can be adding the
absolutely, and I think that there is 13, 14 years of experience here. And of course, we have changed over those years, and you've been following. I think the most obvious one is robotics or automation, because I think that in the Westerly world, we have to automate. The time when we outsource to the lowest cost country in the world, in Asia somewhere, to produce, or we need to automate. And a factory, as much as an office of the future, will not be full of people. It'll be full of technology.
Yeah.
And so I think that's a place where we can contribute to our customers, but it's also where we have the most gain in Atea, I think. And then, secondly, I think to understand how you improve a process is actually a knowledge.
Yes.
It's not something that every single person know how to do. I and most people that I talk to, we tend to do things in the same way because it's a human approach to stuff.
Yes.
So I think that the fact that you have built up knowledge about process improvement, I think is a great skill that we can use internally, but that we might also offer to our customers.
I cannot like disagree, or it's really sounds the direction that we have been taking. Because as you know, we have established our business service center, as you mentioned, multiple years ago. We have established also the Center for International Deliveries, servicing the customers worldwide, and also the Center of Excellence for automating the processes. So we really aim for supporting Atea to achieving both internally and also towards our customers. And then if we go a little bit back this journey, you have been visiting us a few years ago, and there has been a presentation with all of us, and you have seen our company a few years ago. If you kind of compare back then and now, can you share what is it that you feel most proud about?
Yeah, first of all, I'm really sorry that it's 2 years since I was there. I don't know where those 2 years have gone. You know, it's like, woo. But anyway, there is a lot of things I'm proud of. You know, I'm really, really proud of Atea in general. And the fact that we've grown so fast, and that we've been able to, you know, keep track of everything that we're doing, is incredible, you know, and I see this every day. When you look at the shared service center here in Riga, I think that it's night and day, to be very honest. I don't know if I should say this, but it has been so much more professional. And you know, the turnover is down with the people, which really, really makes me feel good. It's actually now on level with the rest of the group, which I think, you know, a big achievement, and maybe what I'm the most proud of, because I really care about the people who work in Atea. I take it as a personal victory when we make people proud, and the opposite when we don't do that. So that is what I'm the most proud of. But what is interesting is that, as you told me earlier today, that we also build a foundation, a platform really, where most of what you do is not country by country, but function by function or process by process, which I think, you know, the more we can do of that, the better. Some things need to be country by country, at least in the start. But that the foundation now is process by process, I think that is a great achievement. So there's a lot of things to be proud of, but again, the people is what is the most important thing to me.
Yeah, and then taking that notion on the people, can you describe from your perspective, what do you value most in the people, or like when you search people around you, what attracts you as a personal characteristics?
So I sometimes joke about this, but it's really serious. I collect people.
Okay.
So in my head, I'm collecting people, and what I mean by that is that I try to find people that are really making a difference. You know, there's a lot of great people that can be easily substituted because there's so many great people in the world. But to really make a difference, to make something happen, you know, is the people I collect, so to speak. Okay. Because you know, honesty and these values, which is important to me, and how I grew up, and my parents were really strict, but and so those I take for given, and people who don't show that character, they're forgotten very quickly. But then the rest are great people. But I really enjoy being with people that can get that difference, that makes things, you know, crack. That's cool.
And when you have that amazing team around you that make things crack, and as you said, you are also feeling super proud about Atea, can you share, how do you celebrate your success? I mean, what do you do? How do you say thanks to yourself that I really did this, I put this extra effort and made it happen? You
know, my job is different than most people's jobs. or the CEO job is very different. And Atea has become so large. I mean, almost 8,000 people in 7 countries. I travel a lot. I meet people, are with people all the time. I enjoy people. But when I really feel that we have, or I presented a good quarter, for instance, like I did not too long ago. What I do, and this might seem strange, but I withdraw to myself, and that could be a 2-hour bike ride in the nature, or it could be cross-country skiing, or I escape into the nature, and I can be there for a long time, hours, and maybe also practice or work out as I do it, so you can physically kind of work out. It's not red wine or champagne or party or something like that. It's just
that's why it's so interesting to see how do you do it.
Yeah, but it's really, to me, it's then I need to reflect of what we've done, and very often I come from a very crowded day when this is celebrated, and then I escape.
Thank you very much, Steinar, and thank you for sharing so honestly, also so that we can get a chance to get to know you as a person, what really matters to you. And as you said, we have your support on driving the Atea goals inside and outside Atea forward. And thank you so much for
Absolutely,
coming.
And I promise it's not going to be 2 years.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.